my two biggest sports stories, number one is obviously the Colin Kaepernick saga throughout 2017. What he was able to do, I think, transcended whatever he would have done at the quarterback position, right? So inherently, he took this stand for social justice, and his profile is much higher than it would have ever been had he continued being the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers or any of the other 31 teams in the National Football League. So I think for that's a big-time story, and Colin Kaepernick is somebody that we'll talk about for years to come. Next up is the karma of the NFL. And this sounds weird, but time and time again, we hear about the NFL being these evil corporate culprits, whether that's true or not. But a lot of superstars have gone down. Odell Beckham Jr., Carson Wentz, J.J. Watt.
Deshaun Watson.
We're going to call him superstar?
I mean, yeah.
Thank you. See, home cooking right there. I just think that this is the first time the NFL is really hurting. And that's interesting to me because they've been such a juggernaut for so long in the four major American sports that they're kind of losing the battle of cultural relevance in some ways. So that's what's interesting.
The only issue I have with that statement is the NFL is losing, but it's at the expense of these players who.
Of course.
I mean, that's the sad part.
And that's the tough thing is like the NFL just inked a big time deal with Verizon. Maybe this can push towards guaranteed money for the players, but obviously that's not going to happen.
Never going to happen.
No, it's going to the NFL, not the players.
Right. Like, we all love NFL football. We love watching these guys play, but at what risk, right? You remember that Monday night game between Pittsburgh and Baltimore, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, where so many players are getting hurt. Continued praise out to Ryan Shazier. At what point does the NFL lose its steam and stop being that dominant force in America?
I don't know if that's going to happen.
They won't, right? Which is, I don't think it'll happen.
No, I think it could happen easy because, like, you talk to some NFL players here and there, and some of them will tell you that they think the sport's going to radically change in as little as 10 years.
Yeah.
Like talking to Melvin Ingram.
I'm pretty sure they said that 20 years ago too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's changed drastically.
It has changed drastically. Yeah.
Melvin Ingram.
More hitters.
But the rules have changed where you kind of, those hitters are being punished for those hits. You see guys are being suspended time and time again.
You mentioned Cap,
one.
Yeah.
Gronk.
Am I the only one that remembers the 10-day that he was going to have a job by his lawyer?
Yeah, the countdown that we had.
Oh, the countdown we had, yeah.
And that's the sad part about it, that they called his bluff and
Although
that was just posturing on the lawyer's part.
Beyonce never would have handed him an SP. He is much better off without the NFL.
He is a much more prestigious award than the SP. But I think for Kaepernick, like I said before, him doing this, although he didn't play a game, his career may be over in the NFL, I feel like his legacy is more long-standing than anything he would have done.
I feel like he can have more of an impact not being in the NFL because he won't be silenced.
What's so funny is I don't think that the masses actually understand anything still. No. Like, they don't know what he stood for or kneeled for.
But look,
when they think about the players kneeling, they have no correlation with it because it's been smeared, by Trump to say, oh, they're disrespecting the flag. So when you ask just random people, they just think that they're disrespecting the flag by kneeling and have no backstory on it. So the awards he's getting and got, I don't know if the rest of the world actually understands it.
But at least, I guess you make a great point, and that's very true. The narrative of Colin Kaepernick initially taking his kneel was to bring light to social justice. And now people are framing that narrative as players being disrespectful to the United States or troops, which is not true. But I guess the silver lining in that is we've seen the NFL itself direct funding towards these social justice programs. Whether you think it's a farce or facade, that's another topic for another day. But there is funding going to these programs, and this topic that Colin Kaepernick presented is starting to become a
it's kind of funny. You go a whole year of protesting, and the police department has never been addressed.
Yeah.
At all. That's just the weird part. I just didn't.
No, I see your point. I see your point.
But because I was talking to some friends, and they were just like, oh, why are they still kneeling? What's the point of this? Like, because of this. Like, oh, that's what they're kneeling for. Oh, I thought it was just to piss off Trump.
No, there's a lot of uneducated.
I was like, Trump, Trump did exactly what he did.
But Trump is the master of that, is changing the subject